great
Andy
country,
Dudney,
and
Coach.
accordingly, all
Welcome
of
to
us
the
should honor that
broadcast.
symbol
Thanks
by
for being
standing,
with us here
placing our right hands over our
this
hearts, and
afternoon
gentlemen
for
should
this
remove your hats.
basketball. I'm still
Remember,
basketball mode,
silence is a
baseball
form of
game.
respect, and everyone should remain standing during the national anthem. Would everyone within hearing distance of the music please rise and remain standing in respect for our country and our nation's flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was our national anthem, and we had a little bit of minor technical difficulties, but now we have Mr. Dudney's mic on and ready to go. Coach, thanks for joining me up here in the booth today. I know you come along, you've joined me. You were a silent partner last week at one of our baseball games, and now here you are getting a little bit of airtime with me. How's it going?
Well, I'm excited, Mark. This should be a good one between district game number 2 for the Ray Texans and district game number 3 for the Tigers. Both teams look like they're going to play a little small ball, move the runners over, and look for that timely hit. I look for this one to be a close one, and whoever gets that timely hit, come away with a district win.
For sure, Coach, and you're gonna be one of my guides here. You're a man of baseball. Whenever you're not helping the kids out on the hardwood, you're out here really invested in this area. So just what do you like about both these teams? When you talk about some of the small ball and things they play, the way they play the game, just talk to me just what you know about these teams and what you're looking forward to seeing most of all.
I had the privilege of watching Ray in their first district ball game pull that one out. Close game. It was a tight game all the way through the night. Pretty much 0-0. Both pitchers kind of got out of some jams early in the first couple of innings, and then Ray was able to punch one across late in the game and held on with some tight defense. Ray plays the game the right way on the defensive end, make good plays. They had a nice little put out at home plate to keep shut Moody out that night. On the flip side, the Carroll Tigers looking to try to find themselves. They had a lot of success this weekend at a tournament. Hopefully some of them young bats come alive because they're a little banged up. They're upperclassmen a little banged up, and they're going to rely on some youth tonight, as they say, to get them an early district win.
Awesome, and that's your pregame festivities, and we're going to get things going here. We'll go over to our main screen, and we're going to have first up versus it's going to be Carroll's Nick Matrides on the mound. He's going to be taking on Ryan Rodriguez, leading things off here in the top of the first inning.
Leading off for your Ray Texans, left fielder number 4, Ryan Rodriguez.
The Ray Texan left fielder starting things off for us here today. And that first pitch coming in a little bit inside for ball number 1. Want to know the count here? And Rodriguez gets a piece of that one, and he's going to ground out to first, and that's going to be out number 1 here. Getting things going on that ground out.
Yeah, Cardenas is a little hesitant there, and then beat him to the bag. Johnson runs well, gets down that line.
Looks like he turned the Jets on there a little a little late in that one, but he's able to get the out regardless. And coming up next, the shortstop for Ray, Troy Johnson. No one on, one out here. Here's the first pitch, a little low and outside for ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Here's the delivery from Mitridis for ball number 2. And Johnson gets a piece of that one, fouls it off into the net behind him for strike number 1. 2-1 the count here.
Nuke Mitridis, he's going to stay around that strike zone pretty much all night long. He's very efficient.
Here's Mitridis with next pitch right down the middle for strike number 2. He evens up the count. I'm talking about that consistency, coach. You saw it right there with that strike. Here's the next pitch, and Johnson pops this one up in the infield and right into the glove of the second baseman for out number 2. So two out, nobody on here.
Coming to the plate now for your Ray Texans, the catcher number 16, Miguel Everett.
Up next, Miguel Everett, the Ray catcher. Coming up, 2 out, nobody on here for the Texans, top of the first inning. Here's a pitch. This one a tiny bit outside, but it's going to be good for strike number 1 here.
Really good stick. Miguel Everett for Ray. Great eye. Puts the bat on the ball.
And 2 pitches, 2 strikes here from Mitridis. 0-2 the count here. Everett behind. No balls, 2 strikes. And this one comes in for ball number 1.
I didn't miss by much.
So Everett ready to go here in the box. Gets set. Here comes the pitch. And this one comes in low. Evens up the count at 2-2. Next pitch on the way, and Everett gets a piece of it, and he's going to be a 4-3 ground out here to close out the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for the Ray Texans. No runs on no hits. There's no errors, and nobody left on base for the Ray Texans. Top of the first inning. We're headed to the bottom of the first inning. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito. And he throws it down.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the first inning. Texans come up empty, 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first, and now it's time for the Carroll Tigers to go to bat. Getting things off here is left fielder for Carroll, Chris Chavez.
Leading off your Carroll Tigers, left fielder number 2, Chris Chavez.
That's a good matchup right here, lefty on lefty. Goss with Chavez.
And Kevin Goss on the mound for the Ray Texans. We saw him last week. He had a nice little outing against Moody at Whataburger Field, and he starts here with strike number 1. Missed a shutout last week. You were there for that one with me, Coach. He had a really nice outing.
Got out some jams early, first inning, second inning, and third inning.
And definitely did, and he delivers this pitch in for ball number 1. So 1-1 the count. And Chavez gets a piece of it. This one over to second baseman. So Chavez, 4-3 ground out here to get things going for out number 1. So up next for Carroll, it's going to be the catcher, Dave Palomo.
Up to bat now for your Carroll Tigers, the catcher number 12, Dave Palomo.
So Palomo steps in the batter's box, and the first pitch comes in straight up the middle for strike number 1. 0-1 to count here for Palomo. Here's delivery from Goss, and strike 2. Palomo swings and misses there. 0-2 the count, and so far so good here for Goss.
Yeah, good start.
And
keeping that ball down.
And Palomo is going to take his base there when the pitch getting away there from the catcher, and he's going to reach first base. So we got a man on, 1 out here, and coming to the plate up next is Jeremiah Bush, the DH for Carroll.
Coming to the plate now for your Carroll Tigers, the designated hitter number 9, Jeremiah Bush.
So Bush with something to work with here, a man on first. As the Goss throws over to first baseman. And the runner's going to take a little bit of a lead there. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss by Bush for strike number 1. So 0-1 the count here for Jeremiah Bush. And here's the pitch for strike number 2. So 0-2 the count. A couple of strikes delivered here by Goss.
He's doing a good job of staying ahead. First 3 batters he's gotten ahead. Strikes early.
And this pitch is in and comes in a little bit high, so that's going to be ball number 1. 1-2 the count here. Man on first. DH at the plate for the Carroll Tigers. Here's the pitch. And strike 3 as Bush goes down looking for strike number 2. Up next, Gilbert Gonzalez, the center fielder for Carroll. 2 out, man on first. And Gonzalez fouls this one off to his right for strike number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a friendly reminder, if you retrieve a foul ball, we ask you please return it to the nearest dugout. Thank you.
Gossett, here's the delivery. And this one inside. And here's the throw to second. It's a little bit late, and we're going to have a man on second after a stolen base there. So still 1 on, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. 1-1 to count here for Gilbert Gonzalez. Goss is ready. Here's the delivery. This pitch, a little inside, but called strike number 2. 1-2 the count. And Gonzalez sends it past the second baseman, and he's going to get on first, and the runner is going to come in and score. 1-0, Carroll leads. And what a nice hit past the second baseman there for Gonzalez, as he's able to bring a runner in on an RBI.
Yeah, RBI from Gonzalez. He's got a lot of experience in these district ball games, a senior. Nice, he just went right with the pitch, punched it through the hole. A little too hot to handle for second baseman there. And the Tigers take the early lead.
So it's 1-0 here, and up next, Easton Hewitt. With a man on second, 2 outs, with the 1-0 lead here. So there's a pitch for, it's a 1-1 count. Here's a pitch. This one a little outside for ball number 2. 2-1 to count. 2 out, 1 on. Tigers bringing a run across off the Gilbert Gonzalez RBI double. So here's the pitch. This one comes in, and Hewitt ahead in the count, 3-1.
Yeah, it's the first time Goss has been behind tonight.
He's doing a good job, but you have the pitch gain away from the catcher when Palomo was up, and he gives up the hit, but there's a strike coming in and makes it a full count. Gave up the base hit for the RBI, and here we are, but Goss trying to get out of this inning with just 1 run given up. And swing and a miss. First strike 3, out number 3. So 1 run on 1 hit. There was no errors, and 1 left on base for the Carroll Tigers.
On 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And Goss's pitch count is at 20.
We are through 1 inning. We're headed to the second, and we'll be back. This is Real Sports Live. Keep it here.
See you later, touchdown.
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Start of the second inning. Here and up to bat, leading things off, is going to be Jack Bell. And top of the second. Carroll leading 1-0. Run coming across in the bottom of the first. And right now, the pitch count 1-1 with Metritis taking on Bell. This one comes in, and Bell sends this one into the right field gap, and he's going to get on base with the base hit. So nice start here for the Ray Texans. Leadoff single.
Up to bat now for your Ray Texans. The pitcher, number
Good looking
14,
swing from Jack
Keegan
Bell to
Goss.
stay within himself. Line drive into right field.
Here comes Keegan Goss, the pitcher. Try this pitch comes in a little low and inside for ball number 1. And this one comes in. Calls it strike number 1. 1-1 the count for Goss. 1 on, nobody out. Tried to 6 over his shoulder. He's ready. Here's the delivery. Pitch in, swing and a miss for Goss for strike number 2. 1-2 the count. And the run over to the throw to first. Keep Bell honest there as Metritis. Ready to go now. Here's the pitch. This one comes in outside for ball number 2. Even up the count at 2 apiece. And Goss gets a piece of that one, sends it past the second baseman for a base hit. And runners at the corner.
Nice little hit and run right there. Goss able to punch it through the right side.
So back-to-back singles to lead off this inning for the Ray Texans.
Courtesy runner now for your Ray Texans at first. Number 9, Nick Talavera. And up to bat now for your Ray Texans, the designated hitter, number 11, Frankie Alderete.
Well, raising business here with runners at the corners and no outs in the top half of the second inning.
So here's Alderete coming to the plate. He had a big RBI last week in that game that we mentioned against Moody. Proved to be the game winner, and he's going to foul this one off here, and it's going to be an 0-1 count. But runners at the corners. 2 on, nobody out here, and the Ray Texans looking to make a little noise here on the top of the second inning. Back-to-back singles from Bell and Goss. Setting up Alderete really nicely here, and Alderete swings and misses. Here's the throw to second. And runners are going to move over, so runners now at second and third. So 0-2 the count here. Try this ready. Delivers the pitch. This one comes in a little outside for ball number 1. And this pitch is in. It's outside for ball number 2. Evens things up.
Andretti trying to put something in play right here. Avoid the punch out.
Base hit will bring in at least 1 here for Alderete. And here's the pitch in. It makes it a full count. This one called ball. 3-2 now. So everyone ready here. Aldrete settles in the batter's box. Botrytis delivers. Aldrete pops this one up. And looks like the first baseman's got it for out number 1. The infield fly.
Good job by Cardenas. Kind of stayed with that ball. It kind of tailed in, kept playing, coming to play. He made a good play, stayed on it. Pitcher and catcher back off. First baseman's ball all the way. That's a big out.
So coming up next now, number 19, Darian Montoya, third baseman, with 2 on and 1 out here. Still a golden opportunity is what you like to see if you're a batter coming up to bat. Here's the pitch, and Montoya is going to foul this one off to the right.
Great hustle right there by Paloma and Cardenas. Just ran out of real estate.
So 2 on, 1 out. 0-1 to count here for Montoya, third baseman for Ray. And he sends this one past the second baseman for a base hit. And one's going to come in. And a 2 RBI single for Montoya.
Nice piece of hitting by Montoya, right side.
And just nicely done, just in that sweet spot, right outside the glove's reach for the second baseman.
First baseman, number 13, Jack Martinez.
So Jack Martinez comes up, 1 on, 1 out here. And the first pitch comes in for strike number 1. And the pitch over, or the throw over its first baseman as they checking on Montoya, and he gets back on the bag in time. It was Montoya taking the lead off first. Here's a pitch by Botrytis down the middle for strike number 2. 0-2 the count now. So the count now 1-2, man on first. Ray leads 2-1. Here's a pitch from Botrytis, and this one's fouled out by Martinez. Strike number 2, 1-2 the count. Here's the delivery. And Martinez sends it to the outfield, and he's going to fly out to center field for out number 2.
Great play by the center fielder, Gilbert Gonzalez, on that ball all the way.
So up next, Cade Morin.
To bat now for your Ray Texans. Center fielder number 3, Cade Morin.
The Ray center fielder comes to the plate. 1 on, 2 out here. And this one straight to the third baseman for out number 3. So 2 runs come across on 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 left on base for the Ray Texans in the top of the second inning. We're headed to the bottom of the second. Tigers up next. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Tigers in the bottom of the second. We'll be back. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
See you later. Touchdown.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Start of the bottom of the second inning. Leading off here is Cárdenas for the Carroll Tigers. And they count 1-1 after that pitch. So Cárdenas, the first baseman. Pitch comes in. First strike, number 2. So 1-2 the count. And Cárdenas puts this one in play. Over to the second baseman. Throws there in time for a 4-3 ground out for out number 1.
Good job of Martinez at first base, staying with that throw, keeping his foot on the bag.
Cristian Martinez up to bat next. The Carroll shortstop. 1 out, nobody on. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss for strike number 1. Here's the delivery by Goss. This one comes in fast and hard, a little inside for ball number 1. Even things up here. This pitch comes in for strike number 2. 1-2 the count here. Here's a pitch. This one comes in inside, evens things up here. 2-2. Martinez at the plate, nobody out. 1 out, nobody on here. And here's Goss with the delivery. And this one put in play, straight to the pitcher. Goss throws over to first, 4 out, number 2.
Goss nice there, fielding his position, setting his feet, making the throw over to first.
Gotta like that patience. And up next is the pitcher, Nick Petrides.
The pitcher number 8, Nick Petrides.
And this pitch comes in for strike number 1. And swing and a miss there as Matrides couldn't get a piece of that one. And 0-2 the count now. And pitches in, and Matrides goes down looking for strike number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base here for the Carroll Tigers. And we're through 2, headed to the 3rd inning. Ray leads Carroll 2-1. Top of the inning. Coming up next for the Ray Texans. And we're going to be at the top of the lineup coming up next, due up for the Ray Texans as Ryan Rodriguez comes to the plate when we come back. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And he throws it down.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the third inning. We are going over to the Ray Texans. Up to bat here. It's Rodriguez, top of the lineup, due up for the Texans. 1, 2, 3. Matridis. First pitch in for a ball. And this one popped up to the left field for out number 1. So a leadoff fly out for the Ray Texans.
Ray Texans, shortstop number 2, Troy Johnson.
And here comes Johnson. Johnson last time up, he's 0-1. Puts this one in play right to the third baseman. Here's the throw, and it's a bouncer, and they're going to get him out at first. What a nice throw there.
What a great play by Easton Hewitt. That's the way you play the hot box there. Diving play down the third base line to his feet, makes the throw across the diamond.
And here comes Miguel Everett. He grounded out to second last time he was up. Here's the pitch, and he sends this one over to the shortstop. Here's the throw. It's good and dropped at first. And Everett's going to get on E3.
Great throw by Martinez, and Cardenas just wasn't able to hold it at first.
So an error up on the board for the Carroll defense. But you're right, Coach. The play was there and just couldn't hold on to it at first. But Bell coming up to bat now. Had a leadoff single in the last inning. And here's the throw to second, and this one's a bouncer. And man safe at second base. So 1-0 the count here for Bell against Petridis. Here's the pitch. This one comes in outside for ball number 2. And this one hit right up the middle, and a nice play, and a run's going to score. And an RBI here for Bell. And he ties, and he makes it a 3-1 game.
Jake Bell, 2 for 2. Nice piece of hitting. His first at bat. Line drive into right field, and this one right back up the middle. Little RBI single.
And Goss comes up next. And the pitch is in, and that's going to be ball number 1. 1-0 the count here. And this one popped up to center field, and here's the throw to home, and not going to be in time, and we're going to have a sac fly RBI here, and another run's going to score. And it's a 4-1 lead here for the Ray Texans with 2 out. And a man on second.
The designated hitter number 11, Frankie Alderete.
And this one popped up and out, so strike number 1.
Texans, I think, are figuring out Nick Matrudas. Those last at-bats have been hard hits. Some big shots with 2 outs.
And Alderete sends this one to the third baseman. Third baseman takes his time, throws there for out number 3. So the 6-3 out ends the inning, but 2 runs come across.
To the middle of the third inning.
On 2 hits, there was 1 error, and there was 1 left on base for
2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base.
For the Ray Texans. So it's a 4-1 lead headed to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be back. Carroll Tigers up next.
See you later, touchdown.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
And we're back here for the bottom of the 3rd inning. So leading things off here is Trey Estrada, and Estrada fouls this one off for strike number 2, makes it a 1-2 count here. And so far, the Ray Texans, last 2 innings putting up a couple of runs in each, 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and the Carroll Tigers put up 1 in the 1st, and they're trying to get more on here as they trail by 3, and here's a swing and a miss. For the strikeout as Estrada goes down swinging. So another strikeout for Goss. It's his 3rd on the day, actually.
Back to the top of the lineup for your Carroll Tigers.
And we're at the top of the lineup. Chavez coming to the plate. 4-3 ground out the last time he was up for Carroll. Led things off. And he gets a piece of this one, fouls it off behind him for strike number 1. And this one low and outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. This one comes in. Also low. Ball number 2. 2-1 the count. As Chavez getting ahead of the count here. Here's Goss's delivery. Swing and a miss. Evens things up at 2-2. And this one comes in for ball 3. Full count here.
Yeah, just missed outside. He's blowing that fastball by him. Goss has seemed to really getting comfortable now.
This one comes in a little high, so first walk of the day. I don't believe we've had one a base on balls, Coach. I believe that's the first one today. So 1 on, 1 out here. Coming to the plate is Palomo. And Palomo
Next up to bat for your Carroll Tigers.
got on.
Number 12, Dave Palomo.
He reached on a pitch that got away from the catcher last time on.
Chavez down at first. Really good leadoff for the Tigers as Goss throws over to check him, keep him honest. He's got good speed. Did a good job working that count and drawing on a walk. Try to get the Tigers going here in the bottom of the 3rd.
And Palomo pops this one high up. And it's going to be a fly out for out number 2. So 2 outs, 1 on here. Due up next is Jeremiah Bush. Struck out last time he was up.
Now back for your Carroll Tigers, the designated hitter number 9, Jeremiah Bush.
And Goss is ready. Here's the delivery. First pitch comes in, called strike 1. Goss checks the man at first. He's ready here. Here's the delivery. And Bush gets a piece of that one, and that's strike 2 as he fouls it off. So 0-2 the count here. Goss in good shape, trying to get out of this inning. And he's, as you said, Coach, he's got into a rhythm, had a little bit of a rocky first inning, but has since found himself. And he goes back to first.
His fastball's been good tonight. I saw him, we talked about that district game number 1. He was relying on his curveball a lot. Tonight he seems to be having his fastball working, getting it by. Most of the Tiger batters tonight haven't been able to catch up with it.
On the count 0-2, here's Goss on the delivery. This one outside. And we're going to have the runner, Chavez, advance over to second. I think the Ray defense will lose any sleep over that one. They're in good shape here. 1 on, 2 out. 1-2 the count here. 1 ball, 2 strike. Here's the pitch by Goss. Swing and a miss, and the ball got away from the catcher, and the throw to first is good, and that's going to be out number 3. So no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base for Carroll in the bottom of the 3rd. We're through 3 now, and we're headed to the 4th. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
No errors.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 4th inning. Coming at you, and it's the Ray Texans leading the Carroll Tigers 4-1, and the Texans been busy the last couple of innings. A pair of runs coming across in the 2nd and the 3rd, so it's a 4-1 lead. 5 hits on the day for the Ray Texans, and due up next for Ray is going to be Montoya. So 7, 8, 9 due up for the Ray Texans in this top of the 4th inning. Montoya, 2 RBI single last time he was at the plate to make it 2-0 in the top of the second inning. Here he is once again. So this one comes in high and inside. Now, Coach, I've always had a real respect for baseball players. That ball just flies all over the field. I would be looking over my shoulders all the time, you know. And you see pitches like that come inside, and this one came in a little low for ball number 2. But real respect for these athletes playing out here on the diamond always.
It only hurts for a low one.
And this ball comes in inside for ball number 3 for Matrides. He's behind in the count here and on the verge of giving up a leadoff walk, but throws this one in for strike number 1. So 3-1 the count with Montoya. Third baseman at the plate. Here's the pitch. This one low, and Montoya is going to take his base. So here's a walk. So puts a man on, and up to bat is number 13, Jack Martinez.
Up to bat now for your Ray Texans. First baseman number 13, Jack Martinez.
Had a fly out last time he was up. So run at first, nobody out. And Martinez tries the bunt, fouls it off. It looked like he got a piece of it.
See if he can do his job right here and
They
put another runner in the scoring position. I'm going to let him swing away.
And Martinez pops this one up high and out of play to the right for a foul ball. And that's strike number 2. And he did get a piece of it. The scoreboard confused me here, but all good to go now. So it's 0-2 the count for Martinez. At the plate, got a man on. See if he can at least move him over here. And the throw over to first with Montoya out there. And Matrides lets him know he's watching. Matrides ready. Here's the delivery. And a swing, and right up the middle, Martinez delivers a base hit. Puts another man on. So single for him. Puts runners at first and second. And due up next is Morin.
Out to bat now for your Ray Texans. Center fielder number 3, Cade Morin.
And there's that first pitch for strike number 1. 0-1 to count here. 2 on, nobody out for the Ray Texans, and they can smell some more runs. As the blue calls time here. And it looks like we're good to go now.
Yeah, Texans in business here, trying to break it open right here, especially if Morrow can turn it over to the top of the lineup.
And he gets a piece of this one on a bunt attempt. Sends it foul. So the count 0-2. And this one comes in low and outside for ball number 1.
He might have offered up on that one. I would check. Definitely worth talking about. I feel the same way, Coach Marcello. I think he offered up there too.
So and we're going to get just that here as comes out and he talks to the blue, but count at 1-2.
Talk about the new rule now with this bunting. Offer up. If that's not offering up, I don't know what is.
Definitely, Coach. And we're all good now. So everybody's settled back into the batter's box is Morin. Here's Matrides.
That time he got it back.
Throws this one in way outside for ball number 2, evening up the count now. And Morin would love nothing more to at least load the bases here, but good enough base hit, it can bring a man in.
Squares the bunt.
And there's the bunt.
Strikes. That's a pretty good bunt with 2 strikes.
Nice bunt there, and safe at first.
Oh.
And we're gonna load the bases, and there's
I'm with the Texans on this
a lot of groans coming in.
He definitely beat that throw. What a bunt with 2 strikes. If he's gonna let him check it here.
So the Blues going to talk about
this one. I was with Coach Marcello on the first one. I'm with Coach Orley on this one.
And that's going to load the bases up for.
It's unfortunate for the Tigers, but that is the right call.
Load things up here for the Texans, and we are to the top of the lineup. And coming to bat is Ryan Rodriguez. And Rodriguez 0 for 2 on the night here so far. And the Carroll coach still out here talking about it. I know Coach Dudney, we had a nickel for every time that happened in baseball. It's such an emotional sport. I mean, no matter where you watch it from, whether it be from our vantage point in the stands or if you've been a college first base ref like I was when I was doing it for softball, you know, it's emotional at all levels, and it's just makes it such a fun game. But here we are.
Not an easy job.
For sure. Bases loaded here. Top of the lineup, Rodriguez due up for the Texans.
Hit by pitch.
And he's going to get beamed and bring in a runner to make it 5-1.
That's going to cause a trip to the mound.
And we're going to get a little bit of discussion at the mound. So while the Carroll Tigers talk about it, let's take a quick break. So we'll be back. This is Real Sports Live.
CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And we're back, and Johnson brings in a runner, an RBI for him. And it's going to make it 6-1. And so runner comes across. So 1 out, 2 on here. Everett up to bat for the Texans. Everett last time up reached first on a error at first base on a bobble throw. So with 2 runs coming across, and each of the last 3 innings, including this one, the Ray Texans have brought in a couple of runners as the score stands at 6-1. And runners in scoring position. 1 out, Everett pops this one up. And the left fielder is going to come in and grab it for out number 2. Up next is Bell.
Second baseman number 1, Jack Bell.
Jack Bell. RBI single last time up. And Bell sends this one high.
Oh, nice play. Chris Chavez tracked it down and left center field.
And that's going to be the end of
Great
this
play on the
inning.
fly ball.
It's going to be 6-1, and we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. But 2 more runners coming across for the Texans. And we'll be back. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Real Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
Forever Memories Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 4th inning. 4-5-6 due up for the Carroll Tigers. They trail 6-1. So the Ray Texans, at least they're consistent. 2s all over the board from the 2nd inning on. And leading things off here is going to be Gilbert Gonzalez for the Carroll Tigers.
Leading up for your Carroll Tigers, center fielder number 20, Gilbert Gonzalez.
And here's the first pitch in from Goss for ball number 1. 1-0 the count here. This one comes in for ball 2.
Gonzalez still only RBI for the Tigers. Back up the middle.
Nice play there. The 6-3 out for Gonzalez for out number 1. And due up next, Easton Hewitt.
Now for your Carroll Tigers, third baseman number 19, Easton Hewitt.
And Hewitt striking out the last time he was at the plate back in the bottom of the 1st inning, and he fouls this one off behind him for strike number 1.
Just a friendly reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you retrieve the foul ball, we have to please return it to the nearest dugout. Thank you.
So on 1 to count. Here's the delivery from Goss. Pitches in way inside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 4th inning. Tigers trying to get something going as they're in a 5-run hole right now. And here's Goss's pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. And this one's sent past the 3rd baseman. And it's going to be a base hit for Hewitt. So Carroll Tigers get a runner on.
Next up to bat for your
1
Carroll
out.
Tigers, first baseman number 22, Diego Cardenas.
And Diego Cardenas comes to bat for the Carroll Tigers with a man on first.
Nice piece of hitting by Easton Hewitt there through the hole between short and third.
Cardenas fouls this one off. Cardenas with the leadoff single on the bottom of the second inning last time he was up. So the count's 0-1 here. Gosh checks the man at first. Here's the delivery. This one comes in. Strike number 2. 0-2 the count here. Nice pitch there from Kevin Goss.
He's definitely got his fastball working tonight.
Goss is ready. Here's a pitch. This one comes in fast, but a little bit low for ball number 2. And swing and a miss, and down goes Cardenas for out number 2. And 4 strikes for Goss. 4 strikeouts, actually. And here comes Martinez up to bat. And this pitch is in for ball number 1. And that pitch going to be strike number 1 as Martinez swings. Ball gets away from the pitcher momentarily, but 1-1 the count. 2 out, man on first here for the Carroll Tigers in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Goss's throw to first is there. Man gets back on the bag in time. Martinez settles back into the batter's box. Here's a pitch, and Martinez going to get hit, and he's going to be awarded a free base after the hit by pitch.
Yeah, that one got away from him.
So runners on first and second, 2 out, 2 on. And due up next is
the pitcher number 8, Nick Matredes.
Nick Matredes coming up.
See if Nicholas can help himself out here with 2 outs.
And he fouls this one off for strike number 1. And see if Matredes can find a little bit of success here at the plate. He's had a rough go of it the last 3 innings. On the mound. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss. First strike number 2 for Matredes. 0-2 the count. So Goss is ready. Here's the pitch. And down swinging goes Matredes. So another strikeout for Goss. So no runs on 1 hit. No errors. And there was 2 left on base there for the Carroll Tigers. A couple stranded there. And we're through 4. We're headed to the top of the 5th inning. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
Pitch count is at 64.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the fifth inning, 5-6-7 due up for the Wright Texans. Leading things off here is the pitcher, Kevin Goss. And Goss, 2-0 at the plate. Well, 1-1 actually. Has a couple of RBIs. And he flies out to center field.
He's had a really good night on both ends.
And for out number 1.
Just got underneath that one. Popped it up to center field.
Up to bat now for your Wright Texans, the designated hitter number 11, Frankie
Alderete coming to the plate with nobody out. I mean, with one out and nobody on here. And first pitch in for strike number 1. 0-1 the count here. And this pitch comes in a little low for ball number 1. 1-1 the count here. Let's see if the Texans can put up another couple of runs. They've done it the last 3 innings. And Alderete pops this one up and foul as it falls. And a couple of white shirts there had a chance at it.
Lack of communication. Got to make those plays. That's a second baseman ball all the way. He's got to come get it. And call your first baseman off and make that out. You got to have those kind of outs.
And they do not get it here, so 1-2 the count for Alderete. And this one comes in. It'll be called a ball for ball number 2. 2-2 the count. And Alderete sends it past the third baseman's glove, and it's for a base hit. And it's a man on first. A couple of hits in that sweet spot between third and shortstop for the Texans, and that's hit number 7. They got a man on. And Montoya comes up. 1-on-1 out here for Montoya. Montoya reached base on balls last time. And Montoya sends this one high up. And a diving catch. My, oh my.
That was nice.
That was really nice.
That's a baseball play there.
Exactly. That's the kind of hustle you want to see.
Next up to bat for your Wright Texans, first baseman number 13, Jack Martinez.
And Jack Martinez coming up, had a single last time up. 2 out, 1 on here. And he sends this one up to the shortstop, and he's going to get a base hit.
Good job, Christian Martinez, knocking that ball down and not let the runner move up to third. Keeps runners at first and second, 2 outs.
Up next is Morin with 2 on, 2 out.
Now batting for your Wright Texans, center fielder number 3, Cade Morin.
And Morin fouls this one off. And Morin had a bunt to load the bases last time on. And the count's 0-1. Runners on first and second. And Morin pops this one up high, and the second baseman calls for it. And it's not there, and There's an error on the infield, and a run's going to score. And
Yeah, it
it's a
looked like Estrada couldn't find it, and Martinez had to come all the way over and try to make that out, and just couldn't come up with the ball.
and that's a 7-1 lead now for the Ray Texans with runners at the corner. And due up next is the top of the lineup with Rodriguez coming to bat. And Rodriguez hit by pitch last time up.
Those extra outs in baseball are always have a way of hurting you. Let's see if Matrudis can work his way out of it.
Back to the top of the lineup for your Ray Texans.
And it's just a bummer because that would end at the inning. Instead, they gave up a runner and put another guy on scoring position. Runners at the corner now, and you're facing the top of the lineup. So Carroll Tigers in a little bit of trouble here. And Rodriguez sends this one over to second baseman, and the play is made there for out number 3. So the one runner comes over.
On 2 hits.
1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base for the Carroll Tigers. And
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 5th inning. The Ray Texans lead the Carroll Tigers 7-1. 9-1-2 due up here for the Carroll Tigers. Estrada going to lead things off for the Tigers. First pitch in, and it's going to be ball number 1 as it comes in a little high. And this pitch is inside for ball number 2. And Estrada struck out last time he was up. 0 for 1 on the night. Here's the next pitch. This one comes in for strike number 1. 2-1 to count here for Estrada. And swing and a miss for strike number 2. Here's delivery by Goss, and going down swinging is Estrada, and another strikeout for Goss. 7 on the night for him. He's having a great night all around. Allowing just 2 hits and 4 in the 3rd inning of work with 7 strikeouts, and there's strike number 1 here with Chavez and the top of the lineup due up for the Carroll Tigers. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss for strike number 2. And Goss is dealing now. This one comes in a little outside for ball number 1. 1-2 the count here. One ball, 2 strikes. Goss is ready. Here's the delivery. And Chavez goes down swinging. And that's strikeout number 8 for Goss.
Now batting for your Carroll Tigers, the catcher number 12, Dave Palomo.
And this one comes in a little high for ball 1 as Palomo comes to the plate. This pitch comes in for ball number 2. So 2 out, nobody on here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here's Goss's pitch. This one comes in high for ball number 3. So Palomo ahead of the count here. Here's a pitch. This one's inside for strike number 1. So 3-1 the count now for Palomo. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 out. This one comes in, strike number 2, and we have a full count. Here's a pitch, and Palomo goes down swinging. My, oh my, 3 straight strikeouts. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base, and a heck of an inning there for Goss. So we're headed to the top of the 6th. We're through 5, and it's a 7-1 lead for the Ray Texans.
Pitch count is at 79.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 6th inning. 2-3-4 due up for the Ray Texans. Leading off here is going to be Johnson, followed by Everett, and followed by Bell.
Looks like Diego Cardenas is going to take over for the Tigers on the bump.
So Cardenas comes in, and the night's over for the starting pitcher. I'm sorry, Coach. Go ahead.
Oh, they roughed up Nick a little bit tonight. 8 hits.
Yeah.
They're able to score in every inning except the first inning.
Yeah, so I'm going to try this. 5.0 innings of work, 8 hits, 7 runs given up. And
in Matrudas' defense, they had a couple of errors that kind of helped them out, kept a couple of innings. Only 2 showing on the board. There actually should be a third one up there because there should have been an out on that fly ball, and sometimes you don't see that show up on the scoreboard. So, in his defense, it wasn't all hits. A couple of plays, the defense could have made a couple plays for him.
Yeah, especially
maybe you keep it to 4 point.
Especially in that last inning, if you're a pitcher and then you see those unearned runs come in, and you're just like, well, everything wouldn't be up there if they would have caught that ball. But life's rough to be a pitcher, and you got to have thick skin and put a lot of stuff out of your head. But it's 7-1 lead, and this is a really, really good Ray Texans team. Let's not forget that, ladies and gentlemen. And swing here by Johnson.
Some great hits tonight, just line drives. Guys staying with the pitches, just base hits. So all of their hits have been clean.
Good start here for new pitcher on the mound. Cardenas has 0-1 count. This one in for a ball, 1-1. Here's a pitch. This one comes in, gets away from the catcher a little bit. Ball number 2. And I want to thank everybody for watching us. Baseball, we had some soccer going on. And a lot going on here and in the valley. And there's a pitch delivered for strike number 2. So 2-2 the count here for Johnson. We even got water polo being streamed over in the valley here tonight. Joe Bowling on the call for that. So a lot going on at Real Sports Live. Make sure to go give us a like, give us a share on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Go subscribe to that page and share and let everybody know you're watching. That's Real Sports Live. And we have a full count here with Johnson leading things off here in the top of the 6th inning.
Real Sports does it all.
Yes, we do, sir. It's a lot of guys, and it's first and foremost about all these kids. A lot of great athletes as this ball gets fouled off here right in the net in front of us. A lot of great athletes here in the Coastal Bend and in the Rio Grande Valley, and just do our best to try to showcase as many as we can. That's one of those fulfilling jobs. I'm sure you know something about fulfilling jobs, Coach, and you're a coach yourself, and it's always about the kids to see them go out there and succeed and do well. And it's just one of the high points of our job to be able to give these kids a platform.
That's just awesome what Real Sports have done, taking it, a bad thing and a lot of people not being able to catch games live, and Real Sports, you guys traveling and putting all the time in that y'all do, Molina, it's fantastic, man, and then showcasing all these kids. And I can tell you from our perspective here in Corpus, we appreciate it, and shout out to you guys and everybody who's covering out there for Real Sports Live, and letting everybody take a peek.
And this hit by Johnson straight to the third baseman for out number 1. And that's the first out of the inning, and due up here is going to be Everett for the Ray Texans. And the Ray Texans trying to keep it going, Coach. They've had runs coming across at every inning after the first. 2 in the second, third, and fourth, 1 in the fifth. And trying to see if they can keep it going here as they lead 7-1. Here's a pitch from Cardenas, and Everett swings and misses. For strike number 1, 0-1 the count.
Easton Hewitt down at third's had a really nice defensive night at third base tonight. Made some good plays over there.
Yeah, definitely has. Makes some good throws, especially from that end of the field. That they're at third and that short. That it's just one of those nights. It's not your night. Sometimes the throws don't get there, and that's baseball for you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
One the count. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss by Everett for strike number 2. It's Cardenas ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, excuse me. And going down swinging is Everett for out number 2. Good start here for Cardenas. 2 batters, 2 outs, 1 strikeout.
Yeah, great looking.
Second baseman number 1, Jack Bell.
That was a great looking curveball from Diego Cardenas.
And Jack Bell. And he sends this one into left center field. Well, left field, rather. And he's going to try to turn this one into a triple. And he slides into third, and he's safe.
Boy, Jack Bell has really swung the bat well tonight. He has pretty much sprayed that ball all over the place.
And you just put that one in the outfield in that sweet spot. You have the left fielder and the center fielder running for it, and it falls before they can get there. Here comes Goss. It's a very underrated positions in baseball. Those outfielders, sometimes they got to book it. And they have a lot of ground to cover. And you see in that kind of instance, so not much you can do. You just got to hustle, and sometimes the ball drops, as you saw there. And we got a man on third, 2 outs here for Goss, who's had a nice night at the plate. So, want to know the count here. And we're all set to go. This pitcher and catcher having to have a quick word. And here's the pitch from Cardenas. This one comes in a little inside, but right on the edge. And strike number 1. 1-1 to count. And Goss pops this one high up to right field, and that's going to end the inning. And the little mini streak's over, and that's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for the Ray Texans, and we're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
See you later, touchdown.
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 6th inning, and 3-4-5 due up for the Carroll Tigers. And they got an uphill climb here as they trail by 6 runs. Although maybe a little bit of momentum turned for them. They didn't allow any runs in the top of the 6th inning. That was the first time in 4 innings. Since the first inning, they didn't allow any runs to come across. But we're going to start here with Jeremiah Bush.
Yeah, good work from Cardenas. Got his little curveball working and was able to get out of that inning without any runs in the top half of the 6th. If the Tigers are going to make a run at this thing, they're going to have to do it this inning. Here's the middle of their lineup.
Here we go. Leadoff man, the DH Bush. Here's the pitch from Goss. Swing and a miss there by Bush. 0-1 to count. And it's just easier said than done. Goss has just been lights out at the mound. Giving up a couple of hits and a run, but I believe he's at 9 strikeouts right now. And this one comes in a little low and outside for ball number 1.
Yeah, been very efficient tonight. His fastball's been working and really hadn't been in a bind yet.
This pitch comes in a little outside. 2-1 to count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Also got some soccer going on across the way here at Cabinets West. Got Victoria West and Corpus Christi Ray doing battle over there. Chris Vasquez on the call. So if you guys have a chance, go check that out too, as this ball comes in for strike number 2. A little outside, and that one evens up the count. And going down swinging is Bush. So another strikeout for Goss, and that puts them at double digits. That's 10 for the night. Here comes Gilbert Gonzalez. This ball comes in. Ball number 1. Now, Coach, I've seen the Ray Texans twice, and Goss has done nothing but impress me. He's been the starting pitcher in both games that I've covered. And he had a victory shutout last week against Moody, a very good team in their own right. And then coming in here, and he's got 10 strikeouts. So right now, 5.1 innings of work.
Yeah, 2 great outings. If he can hold on to this one and give the Texans a 2-0 start in district play.
And that's what you're going to want to see. And here's the pitch. And this one fouled off. Talked about Moody. We did a little bit of the Cal Allen tournament. That was a really big tournament. We had a lot going on, and we managed to get in 4 of those games. Missed a bunch of them, but we got 4 in. And we saw Moody, we saw Cinta, we saw Cal Allen and Gregory Portland, and China Spring. We got a good mix on that day. Moody looked pretty solid, but a lot of good baseball teams out there as this pitch comes in for strike number 3. And no surprise, even when back in my old Rider days, about 10 years ago when I was here, maybe it was 9, Coastal Bend, everybody knows it's a big baseball, softball area, as we're going to get a base on balls here, as Gonzalez is going to take the freebie, and we get a man on, 1 out.
Coming to the plate now for your Carroll Tigers, third baseman number 19, Easton Hewitt.
And Easton Hewitt due up. Last up in the bottom of the 4th inning, recorded a single. And this ball comes in low for ball number 1. This pitch is in, low and outside for ball number 2. Two and 0 the count. Here's delivered by Goss, and that's going to be good for strike number 1. 2-1 the count. And this game in its home stretch, but don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Gregory Portland and Corpus Christi Veterans going to do battle here. It's the second leg of our doubleheader, and we'll bring it to you live here. That one supposed to be slated, I believe, for an 8 o'clock start. So keep a lookout for that one here. Right now, it's around 7:10. So it looks like we're right on schedule. So 2-2 the count.
Goss has done a good job of keeping us on schedule.
Yeah, it really does. Baseball can really go on for a long time. I've been at games that have gone on for upwards of 3 hours plus. Baseball's one of those games that, as much as people like to see runs and whatnot, I'm a fan of just watching a pitcher's duel, and I'm a fan of how quick the game will go. But I'm also just to see the pitchers go in there and just be dominant. It's just a thing to see, and really good outing here by Goss, and he's gonna walk this batter. Second in a row here, so 2 on, 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Runners at first and second.
That's really the only time he's kind of been in a bind here. Coach is going to take a walk out and talk to him a little bit, see if they're going to stay with him or go to the bullpen.
Yeah, so 5 1/3 innings, and in the bottom of the 5th, he came out and he struck out before these 2 walks. He had 4 straight strikeouts, and did Goss. And he's at double digits right now, and just what a night he's put in. He's even done pretty well at the plate also, so looks like they're going to stay with them, just come out and give him some words of encouragement here. Here comes Cárdenas with 1 out, 2 on, and a 6-run deficit to overcome. And here's the pitch coming in for ball number 1.
Umpire got to put his hand out there for a signal call, but just couldn't get it out of his mouth. Sometimes that happens.
And we got this one out, and it's 1-1 here. That strike comes in for strike number 1. You know, it's a tough job being a Blue, being an official. And that's strike 2 coming in. I would put that job up there with as hard a job as there is. There is so much. I mean, you love to have emotional fans. Sometimes if you're a Blue, you gotta have real thick skin, you know. And then my hat goes off to them. As I said,
always gonna have one side upset at you.
Sometimes you, like I said, did a little bit in college, and it was sweating bullets sometimes when people look to you for a call, and it's like a deer in headlights. 2-2 the count here. Goss's delivery, swing and a miss, and Cardenas goes down swinging. Strikeout number 11 for Goss. How about that? So 2 out, 2 on.
Coming to the plate now for your Carroll Tigers, shortstop number 10, Christian Martinez.
Christian Martinez, the shortstop, coming up. And one thing to note, Carroll has left 4 runners stranded on the night. I mean, it's not a lot. They had a couple in the 4th, they had 1 in the 3rd, and they had 1 in the 1st. Just leaving runners stranded just can really turn the tide of a game. And that pitch comes in for ball number 2, so 2-0 the count here. It's 2-0 the count. Goss is ready. Here's the pitch. This one a little inside, but that's going to be called strike number 1. 2-1 the count here. And this one inside, and here's a throw to 3rd, and throws a little off, and runners advance 2nd and 3rd. So the count's 3-1. Runners in scoring position, 2 outs. Here's the delivery by Goss, and this one is going to be ball 4 and a walk, and bases juice now with 2 outs. So 3 walks in this inning and 2 strikeouts. A little bit of a mixed bag there on each side of the spectrum. So Nick Matrides comes in with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Goss looks like to me he's taking some off now. I think he looks different out there right now. Yeah, he's...
Ball's coming in a little bit slower as that one comes in a little tad inside for ball number 2. So 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. This one comes in for strike number 2. Or that's going to be strike 1, actually. So 2-1 the count. And swing and a miss there for strike number 2. Now it's a 2-2 count. And this one fouled off. the tip of the bat. 2-2 the count here.
Saw him go to his curveball against Moody several times in this situation. Let's see what he does here.
This
Nice
one
ball.
fouled off. So Gossa,
Coming
look,
to him about coming set. Yeah. That was definitely could have been a balk. He just, this is the first time I've seen him be uncomfortable at all. Little rush, not as much on his fastball anymore, and that definitely could have been called a balk.
so here we go, 2-2 the count. Even with all that said, he's a strike away from a dozen Ks tonight and getting out of this inning. Here's the pitch, and this one going to be called foul. Count stays at 2-2 with 2 outs and bases loaded. Here's the pitch, and caught looking
Nice.
for strike 3, and that's a dozen as Matridis goes down, and 3 get stranded here for the Carroll Tigers. That one's got to hurt, but Goss,
36 innings played.
12 strikeouts, Coach.
No hits.
He has been in command tonight. It's the first time I've seen him in trouble, and then he just worked his way right out of that after Matridis fouled off
And
a couple of balls. Comes back with a fastball.
the last 2 innings, he's retired all 3 batters via strikeout. So we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll come back to the top of the 7th inning. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
Game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 7th inning, and it's a 7-1 lead for the Ray Texans over the Carroll Tigers. And Kevin Goss on the other side just got out of an inning, bases loaded, by striking out his 12th. Yes, a dozen strikeouts for Kevin Goss here tonight. But due up next, 6, 7, 8 for the Ray Texans, and leading off is going to be Alderetti. And he had a single top of the 5th inning last time up. Once again, I want to remind everybody, 8 p.m. next game, Gregory Portland versus Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial. That's going to be the second leg of our doubleheader, so make sure to keep it here for that one. And then join us tomorrow. We're going to have an early triple header. Yes, a triple header, ladies and gentlemen. A few yards to my left out here at the softball field tomorrow morning. So make sure to tune in for that and for so much more here at Real Sports Live. It's RIOSportsLive.com. So getting things going here is all ready for the Ray Texans. Here's the first pitch for strike number 1. And 9 hits for this Ray Texan team tonight. This pitch comes in and already fouls it off for strike number 2.
Yeah, every single one of their hits have been clean, nice line drives, a couple balls in the gap in the outfield, a couple C&I singles through the hole. Swung the bat well tonight.
It's a really good job, and they parlayed that into 7 runs. And a 6-run lead here, top of the 7th inning. With the second pitcher in there, and this one comes in low and outside for ball number 1. So 1-2 the count. Here's a pitch from Cardenas. And Aldereti's going to pop this one up, and behind us here on the canopy, hear it rolling down still. One ball, two strikes.
That one might have fallen right into our lap had we had the rooftop open.
Just about. And that one fouled off. One ball, two strikes. So Cardenas ready. Here's the windup, delivery. This one comes in a little outside for ball number 2. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Here's the pitch. This one comes in outside for ball number 3. Full count now. Coach, I haven't mentioned it, but it's such a beautiful night. Nice, cool weather. Perfect weather here for any kind of outdoor sporting event. Kind of accompanied us, and it's nice to see these nights because it's been pretty rough going the last couple of weeks here in Texas. Here's the bounce to third, and the throw over, and reaching on an error is going to be Aldereti.
Yeah, Hewitt just let that one slide, didn't he? A little sidearm action there. Cruz couldn't hang on at first base.
And
throw an error.
It's going to be the 3rd error of the night here.
Up to bat now for your Ray Texans, third baseman number 19, Darian Montoya.
I believe that's going to be the 2nd on the infield. I mean, there's been one other on the outfield, and as Montoya comes up.
I think we can say it's officially baseball season in Corpus with the weather.
Yeah, for sure.
How about the crowd tonight, too? Really good crowd tonight on both sides.
Yeah, really good. You can just kind of feel the morale, like, up whenever you're outside. People out here following COVID guidelines, masked up, though, but nonetheless, spirits are high, and it's really good to see, paired with some Texas high school baseball and nice weather, Coach. It's a nice little trifecta as this one comes in here for ball number 2. 2-0 the count here. Man on first. And Montoya fouls this one off. And that one right in the gap between a couple of fans there. Two and 1 the count. Montoya at the plate for the Ray Texans. Pitch is way inside for ball number 3. So Montoya ahead of the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cardenas eyes the man at first. Here's the pitch on its way for strike number 2. Full count now, and Montoya thought he had a walk. A little premature on that one, but he'll settle back into the batter's box. And he'll continue to go to battle here. It's Cardenas looking over his shoulder. He's ready. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss for out number 1.
Couple of chased a little curveball out of the strike zone there.
Couple of Ks here for Montoya since coming in last inning.
for Diego Cardenas, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Curveball working.
Cardenas, yes.
His curveball working a little bit.
Now batting for your Ray Texans, number 22, Dylan Quesada.
So, Dylan Quesada coming in. One of the Ray substitutions. One on, one out here. Cardenas ready. Pitch on the way. This one comes in high for ball number 1. One and 0 the count. Cardenas delivers. And Quezada swings and misses for strike number 1. 1-1 the count. One's all across. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And 1 on base. And Quezada delivers one into left field. And he's going to get on a base hit. Runners at first and second now. And once again, between third and short.
Out to bat now for your Ray Texans, center fielder number 3, Cade Morin.
So here comes Morin. Last he reached on a first, on an error at second. He reached first, so. And that brought in a runner, so. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch, low and outside for ball number 1. And Morin gets all of this one, and he sends it to deep left field where it's caught out there, and there's a fly out for out number 2.
So made that play at the morning tracks. Morning gave that one a good ride.
So 2 outs here. And we're at the top of the lineup.
Left fielder number 4, Ryan Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez coming on with 2 on, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. And this pitch comes in. Got away from the catcher for ball number 1. Want to know the count? Here's a pitch. This one inside, and it's going to be called strike 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. Cardenas looks back at second, delivers strike number 2 there as
Cardenas trying to get out of these 2 innings of work and not give up a run here.
a little bit of a moral victory. It's been a rough night for the Tigers defense, but if Cardenas can come out of this inning, 2 innings of work and no runs given up. And this one comes in for strike number 3, and he'll do just that. So another strikeout for him. Here in the top of the 7th inning, we're headed to the bottom, but 1, 2, 3 strikeouts here for Cardenas in 2 innings. So comes in a little bit of momentum, especially for the defense. We got a little bit of a strong finish here for them. So we're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning here with the Ray Texans leading 7-1. We'll be back. This is Real Sports Live.
See you later, touchdown.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
Forever.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 7th inning. And due up 8-9-1 for the Carroll Tigers. And they got some work to do. And new pitcher in for the Texans. And that's going to be number 13. Yes, correct. Jack Martinez coming in to close this thing out after Goss, through 6 innings of work, allowed just 2 hits, 1 run, and picked up a dozen strikeouts. So good night for him, and Texans going to try to get these last 3 outs and get out of this one here. And we're at the 7:33 mark. Next game is supposed to be on around 8. So keep out for that one as Gregory Portland comes in here to Cabinets to take on the hosting Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial Eagles.
Number 13, Jack Martinez.
It's spring break. We got all night.
Some of us do, some of us don't. Some of us have a triple header that starts at 10 in the morning tomorrow. So here we go. Trey Estrada to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Carroll Tigers. This one comes in low and outside for ball number 1. Jack Martinez on the mound. Try to close things out here for the Texans. This one fired right in for strike 1. 1-1 to count. This one good for ball number 2. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike number 2. Evens up the count, 2-2. So here's the pitch, and that one gets fouled off there by Estrada. 2-2 the count. Pitches outside, gets away from the catcher. For ball number 3, full count here for Estrada, the leadoff man for Carroll, here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And we're going to have a walk here as Estrada going to reach base on balls. So 1 on, no out here. And up to bat, it's going to be Chris Chavez as we head back to the top of the lineup. One on, no out here. Bottom of the 7th inning. And this pitch comes in inside for ball number 1. And Chavez puts this one in play. And the throw passed a little high up for the first baseman. And runners at the corners now. Nobody out. 2 on.
Force out. So
We're going to get a force out, it looks like. So So 1 out, 1 on here.
Move up Chavez on the overthrow.
So Chavez over to second. Got a man out.
Carroll Tigers, the catcher number 12, Dave Palomo.
Had a chance for our first double play of the night. We hadn't had a double play all night.
We have not, correct. And
Throwing error allowed Chavez to move up to second base.
here's the pitch. This one went in low, and here's the throw from the catcher to third. And runner's going to be safe at third, so we got a runner in scoring position now. With 1 out, 1-0 the count here for Palomo. And Palomo hits this one between first and second for an RBI single, bringing a run.
I'll tell you what, I really like that kid. He's a baseball player. He's a freshman catcher for the Tigers. Just nice piece of hitting. Right to the right side, stays with the pitch, punches it through for an RBI.
Now batting for the Carroll Tigers, the designated hitter number 9, Jeremiah Bush.
So Jeremiah Bush due up, 1 on, 1 out, 1 runner score here. It's a 7-2 game. Carroll trails by 5 runs, and this one comes in inside, and the runner's going to move over. So runner at second now, 1 out. And Bush at the plate. So Martinez ready, runner at second. Here's the pitch. And Bush pops this one up high and sends it foul. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. This one comes in. Good for ball number 2. That was a little bit inside. 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Bush pops this one up high, and the center fielder's got it for out number 2. So coming up next, Gilbert Gonzalez.
Thanks up to that for your Carroll Tigers, center fielder number 20, Gilbert Gonzalez.
So 1 on, 2 out. 1 runner coming across here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tigers got a run in the bottom of the 1st, 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. And goose eggs all in the middle here as they've sandwiched them in. And this one comes in low and outside for ball number 1. This one comes in, ball number 2. And the Texans are now away trying to wrap this one up. They lead 7-2. Here's the pitch. This one comes in for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes for Gonzalez. And this one comes in for ball number 4, and there's a walk, and this is going to put runners at first and second. And Easton Hewitt due up next.
Next up to bat for your Carroll Tigers, third baseman number 19, Easton Hewitt.
So 2 on, 2 out for Hewitt. His team trails by 5. And this pitch comes in outside for ball number 1.
Martinez having a hard time finding the strike zone. He's been outside quite a bit tonight after coming in relief. There it is.
This one comes in, strike number 1. So Martinez is trying to close out here, and after taking the mound in relief for Goss, who after the 6th inning bowed out with a dozen strikeouts. And there's a pitch there, and Martinez strike away here from ending this one. And this one comes in for ball number 2. This one comes in, makes it a full count at 3-2. Full count, 2 out, 2 on here for the Carroll Tigers. Martinez was ready. Hewitt wasn't, is now. So here's the pitch. This one a little outside for ball number 4. Bases loaded after a second consecutive walk here. And up next is Cardenas. With the bases loaded.
Up to bat now for your Carroll Tigers, the pitcher number 22, Diego Cardenas.
Short inning here for Martinez. Gives up an RBI single, and he's walked 2 in a row here. But this ball good for strike number 1. So 0-1 to count here as Cardenas steps to the plate for the Carroll Tigers.
Diego trying to do anything he can to get to that tying run to the plate. Martinez on deck.
And strike number 2. So 0-2 the count here. Bases loaded, 2 out. This one comes in outside for ball number 1. 1-2 the count. And the Texans trying to put a bow on this one. Here's the pitch. This one comes in low and outside, and it's an even count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And here's the pitch. This one comes in high, and it's a full count here. Here's the pitch, and Cardenas gonna drive in a couple of runs here. 1 in, and he gets 1. An RBI single for him.
What a great at bat for Diego Cardenas right there to get the tying run to the batter's box. If you're the Tigers, you got a chance now.
Now batting for your Carroll Tigers, shortstop number 10, Christian Martinez.
Don't want to get picked off here and give your batter a chance Put the ball in play.
So this one comes in, strike number 1. After a 2 RBI single, runners at the corner, the tying run at the plate. So the count 1-1 here. And it's a 7-4 game. And swing and a miss by Martinez makes it a 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Jack Martinez just trying to get out of this one as he's facing the tying run. And that one comes in inside for ball number 2.
That was a pretty good pitch.
If you're the crowd, you're probably saying that's already 2 pitches that could have ended this game, but here we are. This one comes in. In the swing, but the run's going to score, and the tying run is at first. And on a pass ball, RBI.
That doesn't happen every day, every night. But that's baseball.
Winning run at the plate. 4 runs have come across here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Ray Texans, as you'd expect, in the middle of a mound meeting here. So that you get the walk and you get the force out, but then you get an RBI single that scores 1. And then you get a 2 RBI single a little while later after back-to-back walks. And then you get the RBI on a pass ball. And here we are, it's 7-5. Winning run at the plate.
Up to bat now for your Carroll Tigers. Number 8, Nick Petries.
Nick Petries at the plate. This one comes in for strike number 1. 0-1 to count. 4 runs have come in. Bottom of the 7th. The best inning by either team. This pitch comes in for strike number 2. So Martinez has gotten ahead of the count a couple of times, but just hasn't been able to get that elusive strikeout to end this ball game. And here's the pitch. This one comes in high and a little outside for ball number 1. 1-2 the count. And Matredes with the base hit, and he's going to load the bases.
Nice. Clutch hit, clutch hit.
The tying run is at second, the winning run at first. Bases are now loaded. And we have cycled through the lineup.
Next up to bat for your Carroll Tigers. Second baseman number 21.
And Estrada back up. Estrada was walked here. He's led the inning off. This is the 10th batter Martinez has faced in this inning, and this one comes in for ball number 1. This one comes in, strike number 1. And Coach, Estrada could be a base hit away from tying this thing. And we came in here, it was all Ray coming into the bottom of the 7th inning with a 6-run lead, and it's been whittled all the way down to 2. And this one comes in high. 2-1 to count. 2 balls, 1 strike. And
Short
Estrada fouls
fastball, yeah.
He fouls this one off. 2-2 the count.
Just missed that. Probably would have tied it up. He was sitting on a fastball.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss, and Estrada goes down swinging, and Martinez can let out an exhale of the highest. My, oh my, he comes up there, and he's able to get out just by the hair of his chinny chin chin. It's a 7-5 win for the Ray Texans, but 4 runs come across in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Carroll Tigers. They put the winning run on base, but at the end of the day, Martinez comes in and gets the only strikeout he needed on the night, faced 10 batters, gets out of here unscathed, and that's a 7-5 win for the Texans over the Carroll Tigers. That's the end of the first leg of our doubleheader. We still have Gregory Portland and Veterans Memorial up right after this, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to reset everything, and we're going to be right back on. So thank you for watching, and we'll be right back in a matter of minutes. Keep an eye out for that. This is Real Sports Live. Thanks for watching.